Greetings, Clariphiles and Clariphilettes. I have a confession to make, kind of an embarrassing one, because I've been, of course, presenting several videos on French embouchure playing, but I've really, I've forgotten to actually mention the most important part, probably, of anything else, and that is the juxtaposition of the lower and upper lips. What I mean by that, if you go back to the Harold Wright analysis video, you'll notice that I mentioned that Wright's jaw was actually behind the lower teeth, then the jaw was actually set behind the upper. And this last video that I did about the amount of reed that you have in your mouth is probably even more misleading, because I neglected to actually talk about this important relationship of the upper to the lower. Now, a lot of people have given instructions about clarinet embouchure saying that the relationship of the upper to the lower is that you have, a bunch of reed here in your mouth, and then a little bit on the top, something like that. I don't know if I'm doing that very well or not. Let me see if I can get a better there, something like that. I don't know. I don't know if you can see that or not. But if you'll notice in Wright's playing, you'll notice that the lower lip was about here and the upper was here. In other words, he has less reed past his lower lip and more of the beak. So what I'm trying to say to you is just because you take a smaller amount of reed past your lower lip doesn't mean that you don't take a fair amount of mouthpiece on the top, okay? So the relationship is like this, not like that. Then why, okay? Actually, someone made a comment that I didn't find very helpful at all, that kind of triggered the why to bring this up to you. And that is, he was talking about the placement of the lip on the reed. And he said, the lip should be placed on the reed where the reed departs from the facing of the mouthpiece. Can you say fulcrum? Well, as we know, the fulcrum, first of all, I thought that's completely misleading, because as soon as you apply any embouchure pressure to the reed, the relationship of the reed and the mouthpiece and the point of departure of the reed completely changes. But if you're looking at a fulcrum, say this is the fulcrum point, okay, on a lever, your point of greatest control, of greatest leverage, is not at the fulcrum, it's at the furthest point from the fulcrum. And then, so pressing here will easily tip this, if you can understand that, okay? So the idea of having a small amount of lower lip, or a small amount of reed past the lower lip, puts the lower lip up near to the very point of maximum leverage. So you have very sensitive control with the expenditure of very little energy to control and nuance the reed itself. Meanwhile, the upper takes more beak in the mouth. Now, what's the advantage of that? Well, the advantage of that is that when you move more beak in the mouth, you actually, with the jaw back, you're actually increasing the movement of the reed toward the denser parts of the air stream. So, so you get more energy and more force, I guess you would say, on the air by moving more on the top, and you get more leverage by bringing the lip back without very much reed past the point of past the lower lip. So you have more leverage to control things. And I've really neglected to talk about that relationship, and it's very, very critical. And I'm not going to say much more about it. But what I am going to do is I'm going to give you a playing demonstration so that you can see this relationship of the upper to the lower, okay? And uh, the playing demonstration is just basically one time through things. But and again, it's not perfect playing. I don't do perfect playing. But what you can see here is what you can hear is the control and the efficiency of the control, and um, see the relationship of this upper to the lower, which you see also in Harold Wright's. If you go back and look at that analysis, it's going to be very helpful to you. But you'll be able to see his relationship of the upper to the lower. And he doesn't have a lot of reed in his mouth, but he has, a fair amount of beak up there. And this is the nuanced way to play, and you get against the maximum control, maximum nuance with a minimum of energy expenditure. If you try to play the clarinet, the French embouchure, like single whip players taking a lot of reed in their mouth and clamping down and doing this, you will fail. Okay, so this is the relationship, not this, not this. And with that, I'll say adios. Okay, and again, this is my story. I'm sticking to it, and I hope it helps you.